Hi everyone, this is Nora. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well. So, just a quick update. As you notice, I'm kind of on and off with filming. It just really depends on the schedule that's going on at home. Sometimes my husband has vacations, and so we're spending a lot of time together. We take a trip together as a family. My kids then are off from summer school, and so that has really interrupted my filming. I don't have a schedule at all, and I don't plan to have a filming schedule just because my life really revolves around my family and my job and my husband and his job. So that's that. My kids will start a camp, which is great, and so that'll hopefully give me some time to film. However, then in mid August, I will go back to my full teaching load for the fall semester. And the weeks leading up to the middle of August, I will be prepping. So we'll see how things go, but I will definitely try to do my best to keep you up to date. In addition, I did want to say that I do keep up with Instagram. I do post on there Monday through Friday. I take the weekends off, and that handle over there is Dr_Alba Plans. And you can definitely see what I'm up to there. So just to get down on what's been going on with me. So a couple things are going to be I'm going to show you today. One, I'm just going to give you a quick update as to what is going on in my A5. This is the Louis Vuitton monogram. This is the GM A5 rings, and I have something here I want to show you that I got, which has definitely interrupted what's been going on in my A5. And in the corner here peeking, I have the July box from Cloth and Paper to show you. When I show you that box, I'm really just going to highlight the things that I really liked. I think by now you have definitely seen a lot of unboxings, so I'll leave that for last. So I want to start with this, go to this, and end over there. Okay, so A5. First of all, I did switch back into my GM, mostly because, and I've said this before in previous videos, this is the slimmest agenda you will find in an A5. And sure enough, I was in the beautiful cortado on the Cloth and Paper, and it just was really, really big. I don't even have that planner anymore. I ended up selling it just because after a while, I said, I'm not going to be able to continue in this agenda. It's in perfect condition. Nothing is wrong with it. It's beautiful color. It was just way too wide. And I know in a previous video, I was excited about that because I felt that, hey, I can stuff it and put a lot of things in there, right? But then I realized it took up the majority of my desk, and that was just a little bit too much for me. So I'm back in the GM and very happy. I'm not going to lie, though, I did get used to silver rings. So when I open this and I see the gold rings, I don't know, I'm a little hesitant, right? I didn't know this would happen. So I did kind of do an update, a refresh of my Deco here. I love the pocket configuration of the GM, and I did this here. I love all the text here that you can see through here. I just love the setup. In fact, I even went and, I'm sorry for the glare, but I did update these pockets to some of the different page flags that I use here. And I did do a couple of changes in here. I started kind of went back to some of the older inserts that I've been using. These are from Rosy Papeterie, and if you've noticed any of my other flips, I'm using this just to mark my periods here. And I went back to my quarterly inserts, and I took these out. I had these put away, but I took them out because I figured, let me go back to this idea that I only include academic events, okay, for myself, because I do work in academia, and my kids. So like, just things that I need to know about, like when I don't have classes, or my children don't have classes. So that's what's been going on in here. They're very simple, and I think this is just the best way to use these. And then I also have this perpetual calendar as well. Now, this does include everything at a glance that the kids have going on, specifically with school events and other miscellaneous things, appointments and whatnot. And I have been highlighting my husband's days off. And I started this in the beginning of the year. I switched things around, and I figured, let me go back and do that. So that's what the highlighting is that you see here. Let me just continue here. And then I did do a little switching in here where I decided to go back to Rosie's month on 2 pages because I just felt that I needed that extra space. I came to peace with the fact that I wasn't really using the backs of these, and it is what it is. I enjoyed all of this here. I think I switched up my setup. I think in the last video, I didn't really show you a detailed flip, But if I did, since that last video, I switched up the setup in here. But again, these were inserts that I did show at one point, but I left the inserts for the month on one page, and then I don't know what happened. Things got really kind of hectic for me, and I decided to go back to that. In addition to that, I did do a setup where I have the monthly right here, and following it, I have all of the weeklies. And I know I was able to show this before, so I'm just going to do just a flip. You can see that all of the tabs that I've used in the past are still here from Infinite Lotus. Love this and will continue to use it. So here is the most recent spread, or I'm sorry, the most recent layout I've been using for a while, and I have really enjoyed it. However, I have a friend, and that friend had commented that she was going to sell her Cara, which is right here from Gillio, in personal size. And things were going pretty well here. As you can see, this was the only planner I was using. Everything was just going the way it should be. After my weeklies here, I went into the next section, which were just a section of habit trackers, different type of trackers, I should say, like sleep trackers. And I have shared this previously, like steps and the habits, mood, a reading log I even started as well, and some routines. So this setup, nothing wrong with it. I'll just show you the back of this here. That's how that looks here. But on my secret wish list, I had a Cara in personal size for a very, very long time. And when my friend reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in buying it, I had to get it immediately. And of course, when I received it, I had to move in immediately. That, of course, interrupted what's been going on with my A5. However, I'm proud to say that I've been in an A5 ring agenda for the entirety of 2024. And this completes July, so I'll have 7 months in here. And I'm just going to show you how this agenda looks like. I won't share my setup today because I'm still working on it. But as soon as I have this a little bit more finalized, I will be able to share that. But in the meantime, I want to show you this beauty. So this is the Gillio in personal size, and it's in the Epoca leather, and it smelled so good when I opened it. I believe she bought this last year, and it is, if you're not familiar with Gillio, you have different qualities, and this is the top one. Okay, so I was really excited that I got this. As like I said, it's the color gold. So I'm not sure if you've ever seen one of these, so I'm going to just do a quick flip just to kind of show you what it looks like. I don't have it completely filled. So here's the thing. Obviously, I'm very much attached to this because I've been in this for pretty much 7 months. This has been on my wish list for a while. I've never owned a Cara, and here we are now with a Cara. It is a personal size. I've been using this Cara since the day I received it. I had inserts ready to go in here, and I just kind of back planned a little bit with those personal size inserts. I used personal size in the past. In fact, recently I shared how I was using it for work and whatnot. For the summer, I kind of let it go just because I wanted to be in one place. Now that the personal size is back in the picture, it just gives me a lot to think about size-wise and whatnot, right? So let me show you what it looks like. So it does have this pocket here that you can put items in here. Right now, mine is open because I recently got this. Then you do have a big back pocket here as well. You can put items in here in the zipper pocket. And you can put something in here if you really wanted to. Or you can maybe even put this one inside. So the way this works is that it's kind of like a cover on cover. And I'm just going to take this one out just to keep showing you the outside cover. This is where you'll get your popper. This other inside, which is, of course, your bulk of your planning, it does not have a snap closure. And so you have all these sections here that are pockets, I should say, where you can put whatever you want. I've been using these stickers here from Papery Planning, which, by the way, I don't know if you've heard, Papery Planning has closed. And it's really sad because if you've been following, you've been, watching my channel, you know that I love my Papery Planning stickers, and that was really my main shop to go to. So any suggestions as to where to shop, I welcome them. Luckily, I have so many stickers from the shop that I will be able to continue to use them. So I apologize moving forward if I show you some stickers that they're no longer available. I really want to use my stash, and if I have it, even if they're no longer available because the shop has closed, I don't want to, you know, be wasteful. So just want to give you the heads up on that. So anyway, I have all these mostly just for deco, and some I do use for these different cards from Infinite Lotus. Here's this cute little monthly that I bought as a little bundle that is sold on the website. And you can put something here, and this is where I usually slip in the inside. So this goes in here. So I personally love the design. I've been getting used to the fact that you have to stick your pen in here. And honestly, I've been mostly using this inside portion because I love how slim this is. When I close this and you compare it to the A5 Ring Agenda, the GM, you can see this is pretty bulky and big. I love the idea behind it. But honestly, this has really stolen my heart. I love how small this is. So this has been something I've been very much gravitating to, just having it like this on my desk, because I have been using this mostly. And then I've been kind of archiving items in my A5 in order to complete the month of July. But I've been mostly planning in this beauty. So when I open this, it really only has, well, actually has a couple pockets, but I don't plan on using them because I actually find them to be too small. I mean, I could put sticker sheets, and I did try to do them, especially those from Papery Planning that are really small and they fit in there. But I've just been having fun just using this like this. These are some stickers that I'm currently using, again, for Papery Planning. Stuff them in there. And then the back. So here's the only thing I'm not crazy about is I wish this would have been in the Epoca leather, like meaning like this part here. And it's not. I know it's not noticeable because it's meant to go inside the cover. But it kind of bugs me sometimes, and I'm nervous to get this section dirty for whatever, you know, for whatever reason. But I do love how slim it is. It does have silver rings, which, as I said, I've been really gravitating to. And these would be in 25mm rings. So I love how compact this is. And the color, it's divine. I think this is just, it has just been my jam. I don't think it's too full. I think it's just right. And I do love how classy it looks when it goes inside of here. And there she is. So update, I am very tempted to just finish the year in personal. I'm not saying I'm doing it, but lately that's what's been going on with me. I've just been I've fallen in love with the size again. I've always loved personal. In previous videos, past years, you will know that I've always kind of struggled between the two. And by the way, I do love how these two look together. And while this has been my absolute jam for so long, I don't want to pass up on using the Mia Cara. And of course, that entails a change in size. I know that the Mia Cara and the A5 is going to be massive and quite expensive. And so that's not something I'm looking for at all. So I think this one, for now, I want to enjoy her. And although it has interrupted my planning somewhat, and I am using it as my everyday carry, my EDC. So I'll definitely keep you updated on what happens here, because as I've been planning a personal size and using some different inserts that I'll share with you later on, I've been really loving that size. And although this would still stay on my desk, I love that it doesn't take up that much space on my desk like the bigger A5 would, especially when I only use this one on the outside. The inside, and I just leave it. And I love how it just like doesn't take up that much space. Okay, so that is my little update on that. And now I'm going to proceed over to the cloth and paper box. Okay, so let me just kind of put these to the side. And so here it is. Oh, and also another quick update about journaling. So I did try the Sterling ink, the standard TN. It was okay, but honestly, the space was so narrow when journaling up and down that it just didn't really, it didn't work out for me, unfortunately. And then I shared in a very recent video, the Rosie Papeterie Beautiful Gratitude Journal. That is definitely something that I can consider for 2025. But what I ended up doing, and you'll get a glimpse to a new insert I've been using in here. What I've been doing has actually been, put over here, journaling in my, whoops, here it is, in my personal size rings. And that's something I did say at one point that I was thinking about doing. And sure enough, I ended up doing it because it's undated. These inserts here are from Peanuts Planner Co. And they have really been my jam. And I've been really finding my way around here, just putting a stamp on here. And that is that. And in fact, ever since I started journaling in here, I've been journaling every day. And that's why in the way this ended up being like my one book for July in a way. Okay. Or I should say, as soon as I got the Cara, I just been doing it all in here. And that is another reason why it would be so nice to kind of stay in personal rings, because I don't think I can do that. There are two things I don't think I can do in an A5. One, journal, and two, daily plan. And those are things that potentially could happen in here. Definitely the journaling. All right, so let me just go back then to what I was going to do, which was to show you the box. So here we are. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about this box. I've been into reading. I kind of showed you a glimpse of my a reading insert that I've been using to track my reading. But there are things in here that, some things I love and other things I'm just like, well, I don't really need that, right? And with that said, I did decide to not get the August box because I feel like I have a lot of items. And then I start getting a little bit of anxiety because I have so many planner things. And while I love stationery, I know realistically I cannot use it all. And so what I often end up doing is gifting it, which is wonderful. I love gifting brand new, aesthetically pleasing stationery. But at the same time, it's like, well, it just becomes overwhelming for me. So let's get through it. So these pens, I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm not going to use these. There's a marker and a pen in here. The marker, I haven't even tested it, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I saw a lot of, what it's called, sneaks of this, and it just isn't a color I want to use. I love the idea behind it, but these are just not my colors. I'm just being honest. And as far as this, anything in a 5 is not going to work. I'm a 0.1 girl, and so this is just going to be too thick. I love this, but I prefer this one, which I previously had. And these are great because you can write on those transparent page flags, sticky notes, whatever we're going to call them. But this is just no. So that's what I mean. Like, there were things in this box that I was just like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. So I love the idea behind this. And I especially love the theme of the bibliophile. That was just perfection. But there's things on here that are in this box that I'm not going to use. So this is one. Another one, because I'm not going to open it, I'll just kind of mention it. Another item I don't plan on using are these. It's just, I don't need another notepad of anything. I love the idea because this is supposed to be where you put it over a book, so you don't actually have to highlight or write on the book. You can annotate on these transparent kind of looking sheets. And it's a great idea, but I do not need another notepad. And so I'm not even going to open it because I will probably just gift that. Also, so this is beautiful. I think this is absolutely wonderful. Let me get it out of here. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue in A5. So I don't even know really if I'm going to end up using this. I will definitely store it. The purpose of art is to lay bare the questions that have been hidden by the answers. And I think this is so aesthetically pleasing. But I have so many dashboards that I don't know. I don't know if I can do this anymore as far as buying and getting more and more items. That's what I mean. And they're so beautiful, but I've been really content with my setup here for the A5, whether I continue at A5 or not. I love the way I have this set up that I kind of feel like I don't need anything else. And then there were these inserts. I will not use these inserts. It doesn't matter whatever size they would be. I love the idea behind these, okay? And I'll take them out because I know there's a glare. So I can show you an up-close view of it. There it is. These are like the books to be read. You can put your dates here. But I'm not going to use this either. I quickly showed you, and maybe I should show you a closer look at the other one. It was a coincidence. So Infinite Lotus did launch a variety of different inserts to track reading and, summarize reading, etc. It's a whole entire collection, which is beautiful. And I purchased those, and then this came out. And I said, okay, I don't want to have too many of them. And it's not just this one. There's other ones in here. Let me get a couple of these out. Because there's this one as well, where you can put a little picture there, whatever you've been reading, and then write a little description summary. I love the idea behind all these, but unfortunately, I'm not going to need them either because I have the ones I quickly showed you. So let me see if I can show you that again. They're over here in my trackers. There we go. So these are the ones I've been using from Infinite Lotus, and I love these. I've been trying to keep up with my reading a little bit more, and I'm quite behind because my husband's been on vacation, so I need to get back on it. And so that's kind of, I love this here. So actually, I'm going to show you this side just because I feel bad that I haven't been reading as much as I should. I started really strong. And then I just kind of, my husband, like I said, went on vacation, and there was no time to read, just to spend time together as a family. So you put your date, there's two kinds, or you put your date here, the title, and the page is kind of tracking your log, right, of how much time you spent reading and how many pages. And as far as this one goes, again, title of the book, who wrote it, and you just rate it. And they're really simple inserts, and I think these have been great for me. This is exactly what I need, and doesn't require a summary or anything like that. So those are the ones I ended up using, and that's why I'm not going to be able to use that. Okay, so let's go to the next item here. So this is beautiful. Okay, this is absolutely beautiful. This is like a book cover. I think that the material and the color are just on point here. But be careful because, I just recently read Atomic Habits, and I didn't need to stick it anywhere. But this one didn't fit in here. You'll see, this is not going to happen. So if you have a book that's this big, it's just not going to happen. And some of the books that I got from the library are this big. So that's not going to work. However, something that's a little smaller, like this one here, I read this maybe a couple years ago. This will fit in here easily. So that's great. You can also put a planner in here as well. I am concerned about this material that it might scratch up. That's just the way that the material is. So you have to be very careful with that. I don't know if these will be available on the website or anything. I'll just show you my Cara, which, by the way, it's just pretty bulky here. I tried this earlier and it did fit, but it was definitely a tight squeeze. Yeah. So just kind of give you a heads up. However, though, if I were to take my favorite part of the Cara, right, this inside part in here, that fits in beautifully. So that's perfect. That is perfect. Okay, so I do like this, but I'm not going to lie to you. I have kind of mixed feelings about it because I noticed a lot of the books that I would love to put in here that I've been checking out from the library, they're not fitting in here. So I don't know. And of course, the planner did fit in here, but we'll see how things go with this. I love the idea, though. All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. And, okay. So here's the catch. Okay, so this is, I'm going to have to open it. I have mixed feelings about this one because I fear that this little page marker is going to kind of bulk up your book. But of course, I haven't tried it out. It's just me thinking about this. So I'm just going to open up to any random page. I think it might be okay, actually. Let's see. See if it slips out or anything. Okay. Make sure it gets tucked in. I hope. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So that, oops. Well, yeah, I mean, it sticks out. Obviously, you want to know where this is the purpose of it. Okay. Well, I'd have to kind of play with this. I don't think it'll mark up the pages or anything. It looks really classy. It looks really pretty. I love that. And the color of it. It's nice because if you do like a normal, like a bookmark, we'll say, it could definitely slip out, right? And this shouldn't come out, so that's good. Yep. Okay, that's pretty sturdy. Actually, you know what? As I'm doing this, I'm getting kind of convinced to really love this guy. So that's great. I love the color and the idea behind it. I love the novelty of it. I haven't seen anything like this before, so, and maybe you have, but I haven't, and I love that they came out with that. Okay, this is, yes, this. Okay, so this is totally old school, and I love this. And this is what I'm here for. I almost feel like I got the box to get this, honestly. So this is definitely one of my favorite items in the box. This is the journaling card. So this is something I definitely want to put in my planner. And I love the quote, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Love it. Love it. Great material. Yes. All right. So let's go to this one. This is another one. So here's the catch. Kind of have to decide. Okay. I saw this and I'm like, no, I wish I would have seen this first. And then I would have maybe not have purchased the other inserts because I really don't want to rewrite and write things over and over. Okay. So that's kind of the dilemma I had when I saw these, as much as I love them. Okay. So I'm just going to have to tear this one apart completely. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, so am I going to the library and or wherever, right? A bookstore, and I'm writing things in here, and then what? Then transfer it over here, I'm assuming, to archive perhaps, right? So I don't know. I'd have to kind of test all this out. But if I feel like things are just getting redundant, honestly, I wouldn't mind just using this only. That's it. Because I love this. Like this, the font, everything. I love that it has this quote, love takes off masks that we fear we cannot live without and know we cannot live within. So I'm just really, really enjoying this. I'm just like seeing this aesthetically. This is totally something I could see myself using. So I love that. All right, let's see. You get a little card, which I usually don't tend to use. This is for September, and I'll just kind of put that on the side. I have a collection of these here, and I'm glad that I'm going to have an additional one. But I'm getting to the point where like this will be my 7th one because I have one for every single month. So taking off for August, I think I'm okay with it. But I love that I'm going to end with this one, the one that says Bibliophile. And I know it has this little clear, I'll take that off later on. I opened these. These are these library page flags, and I love the color palette. But again, if you saw when I opened this, I actually have a handful of page flags. And so that's when I start to really question, do I really need to add more to what I have, right? I mean, when will I actually use everything? So that's something for me to personally think about, but I don't know, perhaps you can relate to that. Also, there's this little card, of course, that they include, which just describes all the items in the box. Thank you so much for your patience as I am kind of going back and forth with this idea of falling in love and possibly using this only moving forward, maybe my personal rings, or continuing, right, and just finishing the year. But then at the same time, I don't want to feel pressured to just use it just to finish the year. If I can just be at peace with the idea that doing 7 months is enough and I'm in a new season, and not only that, but I have this kind of planner that I've had on my wish list, and I do have another one on my wish list as well in personal size. So that may impact if I do stay in personal size. Either way, thank you so much for your time, and I hope that one way or another I gave you some food for thought. And thank you again for your support. Have a great one.